Although here in Montreal we don't have much of a summer yet, but it is the end of May and June coming up, and then vacation for the Kinderlach. Many of them will be going to camps. I came across some interesting questions, halachic questions regarding certain events which happens in camp. Whose responsibility is it? Some of them are just interesting to discuss. But before we do that, let us say thank you to God who never takes vacation. He's always protecting us. And we pray to him he should continue protecting us and give us the ultimate protection, Moshiach. So chapter 100, join me. Mizmor l'soido riul Adonai kol haaretz, ivdu es Adonai b'simcha boi lefano birnono, d'u ki Adonai hu Elohim, hu asanu v'lo enachna ama v'tzoin marisoi, boi yishoru b'soido chatzoroise b'si lahoido levachu shumoi, ki toiv Adonai le'olam chazdo v'yad dor v'dor amunasoi. We certainly want to give tzedakah when we send our kids to camp, and not just for that. So join me in that too. And here is one question which I came across, as I said, serious halachic question, which I want to read to you. My child painted and wrote on one of the walls, following in the footsteps of her predecessors, who had also decorated the walls. Anybody who has gone to camp knows that those walls are really a mosaic of art. Very artistic kids. So the camp's rule is clear. If you do that, you or your parents must pay. So the parent says, over the summer she accumulated a hefty bill for various projects. Apparently a very prolific artist. So this individual, this parent, came to a Beit Din, to a Jewish court, and asked, is the parent obligated to pay for those damages or not? And they say, what are the halachic implications of this? Further, the parent says, the child doesn't admit that she did it. The camp claims she does it. Why? Because her name is somehow part of this artwork. Question, is that any proof that she did it? So that's the question the Beis Din was asked. So here I'm going to read to you their decision. Before discussing the halachic angle, it is generally the custom that a parent pays for damages caused by their child, regardless of whether there is a real obligation or not. That's brought in many halachic authorities. There is also an educational factor involved. A child should be made to pay for the damages they cause using their own money. For that matter, this is true in school too, not just in camps. This, the fact that they will have to pay for damages they make, might instill them with a sense of personal responsibility. And in brackets, the rabbi says something which unfortunately is not so commonly practiced these days. So that's a general educational point, a very valid one, I should add. Then they say, regarding the legal aspect, so if the parents did not sign an agreement including this rule, then the issue is completely between the camper and the camp. And the parents are not involved at all. So if the camper, since this was a girl, is of the age of Bas Mitzvah, 12 years and older, which when they become responsible, then this girl is responsible for the payment. If she's younger, she's a minor. She's exempt from any payments. And then the loss will be the camp's. Although I'm not so sure it's such a loss, to open and close the parenthesis, because those camp walls are so beautifully decorated. As mentioned, it is correct for parents to cover the costs, but the situation has a gray area. Especially vandalism is not clear-cut. Because, for instance, if a wall was already vandalized, calls it vandalized, we call it artistically designed. By others, and the campus simply added more, so then there's no real damage. If the whole thing was already decorated, another little decoration doesn't change much. Then you go on further. If it's stated in the registration form clearly, then they're responsible. If not, it's open for litigation. Now, regarding the proof that the camp claims there is proof because the name of the child is there, the rabbi said that's no proof. Anybody can write somebody else's name. And we know very well that this is a common prank practice amongst kids in camps. In any case, parents, make sure you know what you signed before you send your child off to camp. But we hope we're all going to go to Gan Eretz Yisrael in the Beis HaMikdash with Mashiach.